was that doctor with a hat on? Was he some kind of specialist? I saw him walking out of the corner of my eye, then when I turned to see who he was gone. Who was he? Who was he?
This is nothing short of a miracle. It's a miracle, that's the only explanation. Wow.
He's back.
Wow.
He's back. But we didn't get him back. I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden his vital signs just returned to normal, and now he's awake, alive, conscious, alert. He was dead only seconds ago. I saw that man in the hat out of the corner of my eye. I don't know who that was. I've never seen him around here before. And he wasn't in here for long, but the minute he walked in, that's when Lieutenant Skitter's vital signs suddenly improved and returned to normal. It's nothing short of a miracle.
The doctors tell me you've made a sudden, incredible recovery and that you will be released to come home later today. That's absolutely amazing and absolutely wonderful. I am so excited, darling, so excited.
Well. If it isn't the great Woody, the wood pulp boy. I suppose you're my arch enemy, the leader of the pitiful forces that would dare oppose me, that would dare attempt to throw over humanity. This is my world. This is my dominion. I am the invincible, everlasting King Pedestrian. And you, my dear Woody, are now a prisoner of King Pedestrian. Bow, grovel, kneel. You will worship me. It's not like you can do much else being all chained up. Not so powerful and menacing are you now, Woody? You would dare to oppose me, to threaten my reign, to threaten my rule. This is my world. Just a piece of wood, a subhuman piece of wood, a half-breed. But I will promise you this. We will torture you to extract information about your battle plans, your schemes, everything you have planned to try to overthrow my rule. Do you realize how many thousands of your little paper dolls I've destroyed with the firebombing of these cities throughout the world? And your little consort, Flashy. When we capture her, you will watch me incinerate her. I personally am going to torch her right before your very eyes, Woody. Your little rampage back in 2016 when you destroyed the city of Murgatroyd, I've been wanting to destroy you ever since then. You cost me a bundle then. I had to rebuild Murgatroyd, channel funds into the then Senator Devane's campaign. That ungrateful ingrate. I elevated him to Prince of North America. 30 years make a big difference now, don't they? He's still an ungrateful ingrate. You, my little subhuman being, are a product of Judy Vincini's DNA. And though I must admit she was once a friend of mine, she disappeared 30-some years ago. Rumor has it she was a vampire and traveled to some alternate universe, some parallel universe that coexists with our own. At least it's what Dr. Derrickson and some of my intelligence sources inform me. But what can I say? After all, you have the DNA of Apron Head. No wonder you're such a violent, aggressive creature, a subhuman daring to take on humanity. Oh, it's going to be fun, Woody. I'm going to slowly torture you before I send you through a wood chipper or burn you. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to destroy you. I'm not going to destroy you right away because I will take pleasure in torturing and tormenting you. You've been a thorn in my side for 30 years now. But your days of threatening my dominion are about to be over, Woody. Bow, kneel, grovel to King Pedestrian, your lord and master.
It's not just an opinion, it's your opinion. Into opinion, a radio, dodo. Tune into opinion, a radio, go, 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 go.
Yeah, it's Uncle Frank here. Julia, I was going to tell you the other night, this little Asian girl I'm about to get married to, she's wanting some sake, and she kept talking about sake and all that, and I never had it before, and it's, some kind of a rice wine and all, and saying that we're fixing to go to Japan and get married and all that, I figured, well, yeah, I'll take her out and get some sake. So we stopped at this bar there, and, I used to be a drinking man, but I'd go across the river and not come in till 3 o'clock in the morning, and Aunt Suki one time hid my teeth, my false teeth, because she was mad because I'd done that and stayed out late and all like that. But anyhow, Aunt Suki left me, so now I'm fixing to marry this little Asian girl. So anyway, we get in there, and we was drinking the sake and all, and lo and behold, I've seen the mayor just get as drunk as a skunk over there. I mean, that man got plastered on scotch and whiskey, I don't know what all, and finally I heard the bartender call somebody to get him, and I was looking, it was his mother that came, got that Madam Paransky there that reads the cards. She came and she got him and put him in the back of the car and all. And I just, all I got to say about it is I just don't think the mayor ought to be out in public getting drunk like that. I think it looks bad and all. And it's Uncle Frank.
Thank you.
My dear Woody, I must confess, I had no idea what a pleasure it would be to have you here before me at my mercy. And speaking of confessions, it has a long history in my family. One of my ancestors, way back in 1532, a certain Bishop Pedestrian, was associated with the Inquisition. As you can see, I have all the implements of torture here that could prove very useful against wooden creatures and paper dolls. I'm sure your little whore, Flashy the paper doll, has told you about that insane clown 30 years ago who chased her around with a staple gun, a pair of scissors, a lighter. Yes, all of those are very effective tools of torture against your kind. And I do intend to exterminate your kind. You see, Woody, had you and Flashy not propagated and produced over and over, and then your offspring produced more offspring, your little race of half-breed subhumans wouldn't be overrunning the world now, threatening humanity. So yes, you shall feel the pain of that staple gun, and you will feel the pain of the axe, and you will feel the pain of a lighter. You will feel the pain of fire. Yes, every piece that I take off of you as I torture you will be incinerated. Of course, you'll grow a new part, which is why I'll have to ultimately destroy you. Eventually, you will be killed. But I intend to gain all the information I can from you before I dispose of you, my dear Woody. Helen, you have no idea how glad I am to be alive and to be here back home with you. But there's something I have to tell you.
Well, of course, darling. You already know that you can tell me anything. It's always been that way between us. Always.
I died on the operating table. I left my body. I had an out-of-body experience. While there, Helen, I encountered that same man, that man in the hat that I spoke to once in Dead Center Park about a year ago. And he had the same message for me in his out-of-body state that he had for me there in Dead Center Park, basically implicating Senator Devane in direct involvement with the assassination of Senator Quint. But he said there's someone even higher up and more powerful than Senator Devane. I can't discuss this with anybody there at work, with anybody at the station, none of my colleagues. Half of them are on the take, being paid off. I don't know how far Senator Devane's sphere of influence goes, but I do know his direct connections with Count Pedestrian. And as you know, I once suspected Count Pedestrian of being the Murgatroyd serial killer. Helen, I haven't discussed this with you before either, but when I was being held prisoner in Castle Pedestrian, when I was chained in the dungeon at Count Pedestrian's castle in France, Of course, I encountered the serial killer there. He was being harbored by Count Pedestrian. Count Pedestrian is a criminal. He can escape because of diplomatic immunity and because he's royalty in France. But he's directly connected, I know he is, with the assassination of Senator Quint. He may very well be connected with the assassination attempt on me. It's possible that all this tracks back to Count Pedestrian, an evil man like that. Just imagine if he were to get even more power, if he were to become a greater leader or ruler in some distant point in the future. It's a frightening prospect, Helen. It's a great deal to think about. A great deal to think about. But I've got to put the connections together. And now with the Mafia here, the Mafia could very well be involved in Senator Quint's assassination. The man in the hat told me, this Arch Torrance Lochner that we arrested, he's a patsy, a fall guy. Helen, I've got to get to the bottom of all of this. I've got to prove that Count Pedestrian's involved in Senator Quint's assassination.
Darling, Senator is President of Maine now. Do you know how dangerous it will be to go up against someone that powerful? It's nothing short of a miracle that you survived this shooting. I know you will do what you feel you have to do, but please think about it. Please think about it.
This is Colonel Paransky here. Sorry to interrupt your interrogation of the wooden creature, sir, but we found something very important. We found the original time flux energy device that the paper dolls stole 30 years ago and brought here to the future. They had it hidden here. They'd been guarding it. We killed several of them. The screens are on, watching a monitoring device. But, Sarah, I think you better get over here. You better see what this is. It's not our timeline at all. Something utterly, completely different, King Pedestrian. You need to come and see this. Thank you, Colonel Paransky. I'll be right there. Well, Woody, it seems like you've been granted a momentary reprieve. The interruption is going to allow you to rest before your interrogation and torture continues. It seems the original energy time flux device that you and your little group of militants stole 30 years ago and brought to the future has been recovered. Colonel Paransky has found it. I'm on my way over there now. Then I'll be back to finish you off.
Well, you've done very well, Colonel Paransky. Yes, there it is, right there on the screen. The energy time flux wave. Ah, what's this? This is that alternate universe I've heard all the rumors about. Look, over there, Senator Quint is president. He's President Quint. I had him killed 30 years ago in this universe, but over there, he's president. And look at Judy Vincini, a vampirist. She's bitten him. Ah, this is hilarious. This is priceless. But it looks like those are events that were contemporaneous with 2017. It looks like we're looking at the alternate universe as it happened back then. But it's still there, and it's still ripe for the picking. So this is 2049. It still coexists now. I wonder what's going on in the alternate universe now. It's ripe for invasion. I could expand my kingdom. I could expand my empire into the alternate universe. Yes, after I've finished off these paper dolls, I shall invade the alternate universe.
frightening future in the year 2049, a fierce war rages between humans and paper dolls. The human side is under the leadership of world dictator King Pedestrian III, and the paper doll side has been under the direction of Woody the Wood Pulp Boy. Yet Woody has been captured by human forces and now finds himself chained to a torture table as a prisoner of the evil King Pedestrian. But the king has been called away briefly, and during his absence Woody has been left alone, and he fights against the chains which bind him, hoping to free himself and escape from the evil king.
So the great King Pedestrian has been called away briefly. And so he has left me here unattended, chained to this torture table. I can do this. I can do this. When I become enraged I have enormous strength, as I demonstrated when I destroyed Murgatroyd decades ago. I can break these chains, I can break these chains. Got to concentrate all of my might into breaking these chains. I have to break these chains and get out of here.
It's Reggie Niedermeyer here at
Hello, viewers. Welcome to the Funny Apron Hour. This is your host, Reggie Niedermeyer. And our guest today is the scientist who created the race of paper-mache people. Let's welcome Dr. Jack Riebsamer.
Well, first of all, Reginald Niedermeyer, I'd like to thank you for allowing me this opportunity to be here on the Funny Apron Hour. And you asked about how I got the idea of creating this paper-mache race, these paper-mache people who are now going to be working in factories all over the country instead of humans. And I've got to say I absolutely support President Quint in his initiative to employ these paper-mache people, which I created. Well, Reggie, I've got to confess, the idea is not original to me. I developed some technology, which I'm still working on, which I haven't used yet. I developed some technology which enables me to see into a universe that's coexistent with our own. And I know this will be incredible to believe. Remember, a mirror universe is a matter of perspective. The people born over in that universe, as my counterpart is, Dr. Jacqueline Riebsamer. Over there, I'm a female, yes, isn't that hilarious? All of us have counterparts in the universe that's parallel to us, and if you're born native to a particular universe, that will be your prime universe. For you, that is your prime universe, and any other alternate reality or alternate universe is to you exactly that, the parallel universe or the alternate universe. We here who are native to this universe are looking at them as being a parallel universe. But those people over there consider it their prime universe. I've noticed that there's many differences. Over there in that universe, which to them is their prime universe, the person who is president here, President Quint, he was killed over there. He was killed while still a senator. Over there, Reggie, you're not even alive anymore. Over there, you were known as Apron Head, and you destroyed a paper doll factory and committed suicide. Over here, you're successful as a talk show host. But the most incredible thing to me was that over there, I'm a woman, Dr. Jacqueline Riebsamer. And I could go on and on and on. But virtually all of us here in Murgatroyd Falls have a counterpart over there in what they call Murgatroyd. So, Reggie Niedermeyer. I hope that confounds our audience. It sure confounds me. And it can be confusing. It's a lot to wrap your mind around. It's a lot to think about. This whole concept of parallel universe.
Eric Niedermeyer, the CEO of the Vincini Corporation. So tell me, brother, what's happening at Vincini these days?
Well, sir, everything is great, my brother. Having the paper mache folk, it reduces, greatly reduces the workforce. We don't have to know that we no longer have to take breaks. We no longer have to. We don't have to know that we no longer have to take breaks. We no longer have to pay for human vacations, benefits. They're out the door. Workforce is through the roof. Our profits went through the roof. Everything is just great. We're having a fabulous time at Vinny.
Right here now with host Reginald Niedermeyer on the
Hey, it's Reggie Niedermeyer here with the Funny Apron Hour.
Reeb Summer and
Our guest
CEO
tonight,
Eric Niedermeyer of Vincini Cosmetics.
Eric, please tell us how these paper mache people have come to be created.
Well, really, as you know, Dr. Jack Reesummer is the genius behind all this. All I know is that it has to do with paper, water, some kind of human DNA stem cell, and like radiation or something like that.
Well, so if they are made out of water, what would happen if, an accident happened or something and water splashed up onto one of these things and another element such as iron, copper, or something like that? Could it fuse in with the paper mache?
That is a very good question. I myself am not too sure, but maybe we should bring this to Dr. Reesummer's attention.
Since he's still here in the studio, we will go ahead and bring him back up here, and we'll ask him that ourselves.
Well, that's a very good question. The question that both of you have for me: what would happen if another element were introduced during the creation of these paper mache people? Quite frankly, it hasn't been done yet, but I thought about introducing steel or copper or some other element into the equation. And on an experimental basis, it's possible. It may be that enhanced paper mache people could be created through that process. And that's just something that will have to be experimented with. Thank you very much.
Pedestrians' speech is required. Wherever you are, at home, at work, in public, you must stop whatever you are doing and watch the speech from your beloved and glorious ruler King Pedestrian, and the king is going to address us now.
Attention all citizens worldwide. This is your beloved monarch, King Pedestrian III. I am announcing to you now that victory of the human forces under my command is close at hand. We are close to vanquishing the Vapor Doll forces worldwide. The greatest congregation of them left is in the Paris, France area, and I will commence nuclear bombing of the Paris, France area soon. Nuclear missiles will be sent to Paris, France to eliminate the remnants of the paper doll forces. Colonel Paransky retrieved the energy time flux device stolen by the paper dolls 30 years ago. It is now once again in our possession. And the leader of this diabolical rebellion, the leader of the paper dolls, Woody, the wood pulp boy, has been captured and delivered over to me. He is undergoing interrogation. He will later be publicly executed, as will his consort, Flashy the paper doll, once we have also apprehended her. Thank you, citizens. This is your beloved monarch, King Pedestrian III.
Director Anastas Boulami's terrifying new thriller, Day of the Dogs.
Whatever you do, don't go outside. Something is terribly, terribly wrong with dogs nationwide.
Now playing at a Vincini Triple Flex Theater near you. No one will be seated during the horrific flesh-rending scene. Hurry, this feature is showing for a limited engagement.
This is Palace Guard 409, reporting to King Pedestrian. King Pedestrian, sir, the wooden creature has broken its chains and escaped. I repeat, the wooden creature has broken its chains and escaped, sir.
Oh, the wooden thing's escaped. He's escaped. He must be destroyed. I'll order all forces to recover him and break him into 1,000 splinters. I'll leave just for a few minutes to check on this energy time flux device that Colonel Paransky retrieved, and to make a speech to my loyal subjects worldwide. And the wooden thing escapes. He broke his chains. Well, we'll catch him again. And when we do, I will render him into 1,000 splinters.
I have successfully broken free and escaped. I must make my way to warn Flashy and thousands upon thousands of my offspring that they must evacuate Paris, France quickly. I must warn them that King Pedestrian is launching thermonuclear weapons against the city of Paris, France, and that we must all get out of there as quickly as possible. I must save them all. I must save them all.
It is settled. You go with my daughter to Japan. We fly there. We go to a Japanese wedding ceremony. You go ahead now. You sign divorce paper. No matter where it's clone of Ansuki or where it's real Ansuki, you go ahead, you sign. That way divorce final. Now we fly Japan. You marry daughter. Then you shall become heirs, both of you, to paper doll factory.
Well, I don't know where you are, Aunt Suki, but I guess I'm gonna go ahead and sign these here divorce papers and all. I don't know if it's phone that came out with this or you, but wherever you're at, Aunt Suki, I'm going to go ahead and marry this little Asian girl. You know, it's going to be me and Chimiko now. We had a good 55-year run, Aunt Suki, but it's time now that I start over fresh and start over new. So, goodbye, Aunt Suki. I'm off to Japan to tie the knot with this new young lady. Thank you.
Show with your host Les Tomac. Brought to you by Capicrici Enterprises and Vincini Pharmaceuticals Corporation.
Tonight's show is a special retro presentation of the March 23, 2016 episode featuring Timothy Lawrenson, also known as Timmy the Skateboarder. We hope you enjoy this Les Tomac retro show tonight.
Well, I would like to know that I'm a skateboarder from Detroit. I've been skating for at least 10 years, play guitar, and I plan on either being a professional rock star or guitar player.
What about beauty?
Beauty? Well, I guess the best I can think of is beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
What is something you can do well, Timmy?
Sing. Skateboard.
If someone were to write a book about you, what would the title be?
The Murgatroyd Skateboarder.
All right. Tell about the neatest birthday present you ever received.
Really?
Sure.
Well, I would have to say that would be when I was 5. I had gotten a present. Did you say birthday or Christmas?
Birthday.
Birthday. Yeah. Of course it was my birthday. It's a good story, you know. My dad, he loved to, well, I'll just let you know. My dad bought me a skateboard. He wanted to buy me a bike, but he thought maybe skateboarding would be better for me.
And it's worked out for you, Timmy.
Perfect.
I'm Deckers, by the way. You're the one that came in here from way out of town to talk to Lieutenant Skitters.
Yes, I'm here to talk to Lieutenant Skitters. Tell him Inspector Henry from the Scotland Yard is here.
Lieutenant Skitters, got somebody here, sounds like he's from England, wants to talk to you. You gonna take this one?
Sir, what I'm about to tell you, well, frankly, you may find it incredible. Well, even unbelievable. Modern forensic scientific tests that were run on the old evidence from Jack the Ripper case reveals.
What does it reveal? What does it reveal?
That Jack the Ripper was your own Megatroid serial killer, Eric Niedermeyer.
You know, as incredible as that seems, Inspector Henry, it has a certain ring of truth to it. It certainly makes a certain amount of sense. I've been led to believe that he's been time traveling, that he's been traveling through time. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'd like to see this. Let's go into my office.
Yes, indeed.
I escaped King Pedestrian. But listen to me. Flashy, flashy, flashy. Listen to me, Flashy. There may not be enough time for us to travel far enough from Paris, France to escape the incoming nuclear bombs which King Pedestrian may have already launched. There are thousands of us, and we may not all make it. But as many of us as can possibly do so must immediately enter the energy time flux wave near the Eiffel Tower. While it is true that we have no way of knowing when or where it may take us, as many of us as can escape this way must do so now. Flashy, you must go now. You and Flashy 3 and the Paper Towel Twins and the Uncle Frank Twins, all of you must enter the energy flux time wave. Since all of you are my immediate family, you must go first, then as many of the thousands of our paper doll race as can go must go next. I shall be last, that is what I choose. Go now, Flashy, and take the family with you. Go, 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 go.
Yes, 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 Woody, I will gather up the immediate family and we will escape at once through the energy time flux field. But please, Woody, don't delay too long in coming through. Don't get caught here when the nukes hit. Don't get caught here, please, please.
This is Humilla's Sun with ACRZY Special, the nature of the parallel universe. We will explore what information we have so far been able to determine about the people and events of the coexistent parallel universe, an alternate reality coexisting with our own and into which certain people from our own universe have traveled, and we are aware of at least one being, Paper Mache Boy, who came from that universe over here into ours. We have also determined that each of us in this prime universe have an exact counterpart over in the alternate universe, and that they may be leading very different lives from us.
Well. There's a whole alternate universe coexisting with our own. And my dovo over there is a corporate CEO. So now I think, since my mom didn't make me a corporate CEO because she was a selfish bitch, so now it's, I think I'm gonna go over there. Mom's a vampire in that White House over there in that universe. Yeah, I think it's time I go over there. I can raise a little bit of hell in that universe. I can raise as much hell as I want. The Murgatroyd serial killer in the parallel universe. I'm coming.
Look at the monitor screen on the energy time flux device, King Pedestrian. The paper dolls in Paris, France are entering the time flux field by the thousands. They'll escape before your nuclear missiles hit. And look, on this other screen, there's a second energy time flux field opening, but look, it's a space vessel leaving Earth, King Pedestrian, a space vessel of some kind. Look.
Where am I? What is this place? I entered the energy time flux field first, by myself, at Woody's insistence, and as I did I saw a burst of energy in the sky, another energy time flux field. Yet here I am on this ice world. The energy time flux field brought me to an ice world. It is so very cold. Got to find a cave or some place to try to protect myself from this terrible cold. Icy, freezing cold. So very, very cold.
Well, my fellow race of paper doll beings. It would seem we have landed in prehistoric times. The tables have turned and the outcome can now become far different. We now have a strategic advantage. We can easily overcome these primitive humans and claim our rightful place as the dominant race. Yes, victory shall be ours now, and we shall take our rightful place as the rulers of the earth.